with the Realworld Conversations Podcast, where we sit down with real people making real moves in the real world. On today's episode, man, we got a man that wears many hats, man. You know what I'm saying? He went from being a pioneer of Lexington, Kentucky's hip hop to a 30-year business owner, brand, and pillar in the community, man. Today's episode is called Wired Different, from hip hop pioneer to the Refurb King. And today we sit with John Whyteowl Humes. John Whyteowl Humes, man. How you doing today, John?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm great. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. I'm blessed and highly favored.
So ain't no point in complaining.
That's right. You said it too, man. Hey, check this out, John. I want you to introduce yourself to the world before we get started, man. Tell them who you are, where you come from, and what you cut from.
Well, my name is John Humes. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I was born and raised. It's such a long story. I don't know how to make it short. I was born in 1973, so I'm 52 years old. I cut my teeth on hip hop in Lexington early. I put out a CD in 1995 called Planet KY. My father owned a grocery store on 3rd and Jefferson, and my uncle owned one on 4th and Smith Street. Yeah. And so I used to deliver groceries for my father back in the day to the towers.
Yeah.
And I started a business. So I put my CD out technically in 94, but on the CD it says 95. And we started a record store in 1994 called Music Shop.
That's
yeah. Right. And opportunity comes along as long as you show up.
That's right.
So
man.
I would show up, and opportunity would present itself. And sometimes those opportunities were once a year. Sometimes they were once in a lifetime. But opportunities continue to present themselves.
That's right.
And I would just recognize the opportunity, and I would move accordingly. So I got into beepers, if you remember those things on everybody's hips. That's right. And then I got into phones, and once I got into phones, there was just no turning back. It was like, the music thing was, this whole idea of like a CD was gone. So there was no point in trying to keep, doing CDs.
Yeah.
And because all the music was online, everything was going streaming, and thank God I pivoted, so I'm still here today. And I still operate a business in Lexington called Refurb Kings. We buy, sell, repair computers, laptops, and tablets. Here we are.
So, John, tell me, man, what was it like for you as a kid growing up in Lexington, Kentucky?
It was beautiful. I went to Julia RU in elementary school, which is basically it's right there at Kenwick. And, had a great schooling, all mixed classes, everybody got along. There was I can remember I'll tell you a funny story. I remember being at my dad's store, right?
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of us outside playing, because we were just kids. But we didn't know we were black or white. We were just kids.
So y'all didn't know about racism?
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. There was no ism.
Now, to kids, it's not.
Yeah.
Unless they taught that.
Yeah, and I remember this dude pulls up in a Jeep. Now, you gotta remember, I'm 52, so in my mind, the way my memory remembers that is the dude looked like Wesley Snipes. And he was in a Jeep for sure, but in my mind, he was Wesley Snipes. But I know he wasn't Wesley Snipes. But in my mind, he was. It was like New Jack City. And he pulls up and he goes, "Who's the white boy?" And I remember me just looking around
like who's he talking to?
Who? And I was like, "Oh, I'm the white boy."
Yeah.
Because I never heard, my father never talked like that. My mother never talked like that. It just wasn't a thing. And, I couldn't ask for better parents. I'm super blessed because I had such good parents. My mother was super dedicated to me, and my father and my dad was just unbelievably dedicated to us as a family. And that's a dire difference between a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends and people I deal with or dealt with, they didn't have that, good relationship or that solid foundation of a mom and a dad. And, Yeah, I'm here, man. You know, I don't know how else to put it. I'm here. I'm here.
Here. So, John, let me ask you a few questions, man.
Okay.
So what did you came from the hip hop community at an early age, right?
Yeah, battle rapping in Dirt Bowl.
Battle rapping
Ron
in
Berry.
Dirt Bowl
I can go back to Ron Berry, Micro
City.
City. Yeah.
That's the beginning. That's like one of you're basically one of the pioneers of Lexington, Kentucky's hip hop, pretty much. I gotta give that to you.
So strong.
But
yeah.
I gotta give it to you, John,
Yeah.
because you was
There's
really.
a lot of us though, Meech.
I'm saying you one of them.
I appreciate that.
You're one of them. I mean, a lot of people don't give you your credit, man. If anybody in the world that's listening to this guy's from Lexington, Kentucky, where I'm from, and hip hop's been around for a while, and he's been an inspiration to a lot of people in this city when it comes to music. Not only did he make music, he had a record label also and a record store.
And I still own the publishing.
And he still owned the publishing to everything, man. So it's a lot of game to be learned in this episode right here. So if you on YouTube watching or you on Facebook watching, man, pay attention because this man knows a lot about business. Not only business, entertainment business at that too. Because a lot of people want to be entertainers to this day. You see what I'm saying? But
And the thing about it, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say something. The music business is really, if you really look at it, it's 10% talent and 90% business. And when I say that, it hurts people's feelings because people look at certain artists like, oh my God, this person's so talented. I'm like, yeah, I completely agree. But you have to recognize that the Taylor Swifts of the world, when he was hot, like super popular, like Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, all those people have a team of people around them converging on the same deal. Yeah. So it's.
Okay, John.
Yeah.
So growing up in Lexington, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did hip hop mean in the community when you first got involved?
It was culture. Like I remember before freestyling and before writing songs, it was culture. Like we would battle rap. Like I would. We used to go to what's that thing called?
Carver School.
No, downtown they had the mall.
The festival market.
Yeah, I would go down to the festival market in the summertime, and it was nothing for people to get together and then go cipher down to Triangle Park.
Okay.
You know, they'd be like, I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, but there would be 30 to 40, maybe even 50 people just in a circle, and it would just be me and somebody, and we're just battle rapping.
Going back and forth.
But nobody was shooting nobody. Nobody wanted to put hands on nobody. It was just all about, how much vernacular can you get off?
Yeah.
How good are you with your words? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's a little different. It's all ego driven. Funny story, man. I battle rapped this one guy named Blaine Johnson. You never forget the people you battle rap. And Blaine was, he was alright. And for some reason, it was a tie. Like I would do a verse and people like, ooh, and I'd say one little catchy thing, they'd be like, ooh. Then he would come out and say something. He'd say something catchy. So it's kind of like a tie, right?
Yeah.
Well, his girl, there's a reason for this story. His girl is standing with him the whole time. And she's in like a B-girl stance. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, no, arms crossed, yeah.
Doing this. But they both had these big silver necklaces on, right?
Yeah.
So she was off radar for me. I'm not going to bring somebody else into a battle. That's just not what I do. But the girl messed around and said something zesty. Said something, said something. She's trying to cap, like they would say nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as she opened her mouth and said that, I was like, oh, it's over. I'm going to start battle rapping her. So I battle rapped him, but I brought her into it, right? So it was over. It was over. And I ended up, quote unquote, winning that battle, if you will. But what's funny, the funny part, that girl is the baby's mother to Marcus Aurelius, which is Marcus Vest.
Which is 7, really is.
Which they call 7.
Yeah.
I literally battle rapped the boyfriend. It dissed his baby's mama because they were together at that point. You understand what I'm saying? That's how small of a world this is.
Yeah. 7 turned out to be a super producer, if you say.
100%.
And he still probably is working behind the scenes. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with him. I keep him, I pray for him a lot. Because he's, music's funny, right? You touch a lot of people with music.
Yeah.
Sometimes you affect them in a positive way. Sometimes maybe it's not positive. But with Marcus, I love him, man, and I know who he really is.
Yeah.
And my worry is that he's lost himself. I really do worry that because, I worry that.
Okay, well, we'll put prayers in the air for Marcus.
For sure, man. For sure.
Okay, when you first came into hip hop, how did you first contribute to hip hop? What was your first action to hip hop or introduction to hip hop?
My first interaction with hip hop, that would be going back all the way to Crawford. There was a guy named Melvin Mock. He was my first DJ, and I called him DJ 1201. He's a big time North Carolina fan, so me and him, we always butt heads over basketball first off. Yeah, Melvin Mock. He's a good dude. There was Melvin Mock. It was a brother named Bruce Patton. I gave him, literally, I can say this with all clarity, I gave him the coldest rap name in the world. He couldn't come up with a name for himself, right? Yeah. He's like, man, I want to be called this, I want to be called that. I said, man, let's call you AK-47. Yeah. And he's like, wow. I said, because you'll be the Asiatic, hear me out, you'll be the Asiatic king of the fourth world in the 7 seas. And he was like, dog, that's unbelievable. So he was my dude. It was me and him, Melvin, a bunch of us, and we would just go to Crawford, kind of like what you're doing. We would go to the school, and we had one teacher that would let us use her room, and Melvin would bring his turntables, the techniques, and we would just sit there and practice rapping and just rapping, like literally writing songs, rapping. That's it. That's before that, it would have had to have been the Boogie Boys with Fly Girl. When I heard Fly Girl, I was like, I gotta rap. Yeah.
What challenges did you face being a pioneer before there was really a real industry in Lexington, Kentucky?
I mean, honestly, a lot of local artists, I feel like they make excuses. So they'll say, well, I can't get my music on the radio. Like, I can't do this, I can't do that. But in reality, I mean, any shortcomings my music career had, it's just because of me. It's because I chose not to open a door. I chose not to push forward. And that's being real.
Yeah.
It's not, a lot of people think what stops you from doing something and being successful in life is an outward thing. But the reality is what stops you in life is an inward thing. It's typically a voice inside your head.
Yeah.
That's telling you, man, you ain't gonna do it. You know the voice.
You talk yourself out of it.
Talk yourself out, yeah.
Okay.
My favorite thing would be performing live, though.
Oh, so you like performing live over anything? So
opened up for Too Short, opened up for tons of groups, X-Clan, BNGB, DOS Effects. I can start naming names.
So what's the difference between going inside of that booth and really knowing that you're getting this song off, and then getting on the stage and doing it?
It's totally different. So the making music and being creative is great. Like as you say, getting that song off, getting that out, whatever. Especially if you've got a feeling for it, like it's a song that means something to you, or it means something to your friends, your homies, or whatever. And you're like, man, I gotta get this song together. This gotta come out. This is our anthem. But the best thing is performing, dude. Like, I mean, hands down, it's the best thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of it. I never really had stage fright. I still don't have stage fright.
Me neither.
My daughter even asked me, I had twin daughters, by the way, but they're 16. But before I came here, my daughter said, Dad, where you going? I said, I'm going to do a podcast. She said, which one? Where? What? And
tell her to get on YouTube instead of Facebook and watch it.
Well, they'll go watch it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is she was asking me, she's like, where, what? She's super interested because that's her generation, right? It's podcast. And she said, are you nervous? I said, for what? And she's like, you're never nervous. I said, she says Sigma. She calls me Sigma. She says, Sigma, you're never nervous. I'm like, I mean, I get nervous, but I'm not nervous to do this.
Yeah.
Performing music for me is like, it's therapeutic. I think when you got someone's attention, and the key to performing, man, is just focus on 3 people
in the crowd, left, right, center.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you do. And you keep coming back to them. And if you don't see that person in the middle, because they passed out,
find another one.
Just find another one.
Find another one.
And I know that sounds
It sounds right to me.
Maniacal or something?
No.
But that's the way to work it.
Listen, man, I'm a performer like you. You know, me and Mind Reaper, we was out there selling. Listen, man, free Mind Reaper, man.
I know mine. I know me.
Yeah, man. We listen, bro. We all come from the same cloth, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come from the entertainment world, man. And performing is just something that, like you, it just comes natural and easy for me. It does.
It truly does, and
I could have nothing in my head, but I get on the stage and I got everything in. It just comes.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, it just comes.
Yeah.
But John, so we got these CDs sitting in front of us, right?
Yeah, I kind of just brought them.
But it's a story behind these CDs, and I want you to give us a story behind each one of these CDs, please, if you don't mind.
Okay, so this is not all the music I ever created by any means, but this is, I guess you could kind of almost do like
Yeah, let's go. Do your thing,
I
man.
can do a timeline here.
Yeah.
Probably, sort of. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. This one, my daughter asks me about that album all the time just because it's got quote unquote a diss song. But so this is the first CD.
You're probably gonna have to pick it up on
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. So this is the CD that everybody is looking for.
Why's everybody looking for this one?
Because this CD was never released digitally. It was never put on iTunes. Part of it's, remember what I said earlier, part of it's me.
Yeah.
I just never put it out on iTunes. But this was the first CD I ever made. It's got 8 songs. This is actually a picture of me and my old manager. This is the actual studio. Look how grimy this picture is. Look at the inside of it. And I designed all this. And how this got designed, I just drew it out on paper. Okay, back up. What was the question? Timeline.
Timeline on CDs. Give us a story about the CDs.
I got you. Planet KY, first CD I ever released. It has a real barcode. The second CD was the Whyteowl album. I believe this was the third CD. This is version 2.0. This is where I was more so just producing other people. I'm still featured on it, but I was more so into just producing. Because Marley Marl, I don't know if you know.
Yeah, DJ Marley Marl.
Oh man, Marley Marl. So, well, I'm talking about the dude from New York.
Yeah.
The one that produced like Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Because I know a Marley here too.
That's another DJ. He grew up off of Alabama Street. I know Marley Marl. I know all the Marley Marls. Yeah.
But Marley Marl was just such a big influence on me, and the Juice Crew was such a big influence on my music. I was so enthralled by how MC Shan, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, and all these different artists just seemed to get together.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it would work.
Yeah.
But in reality, it don't work. Because ego is the killer of all things, right? It truly is. You'll hear me say this if you ever hang around the shop enough. I'll say a man's biggest enemy is pride.
Pride. It's the biggest killer in the community.
And a woman's biggest enemy is vanity.
Yeah.
There's nothing close to destroying those two human beings in those two words. This is version 2.0. This is actually a mixtape. I think on this one, I went back to the Blue Building. And this is the franchise, which is these two actually are just freestyles. There's nothing actually written down on any of this stuff. So, and then the last CD I made that I know it sounds bad, but the CD that I'm actually proud of, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm older now, is Convictions. Because this is a gospel CD.
Okay.
It's all hip hop and it's all gospel.
Yeah.
The most downloaded music I have, I think this would be the most downloaded thing, but I got to get off my square and actually load it up, and set it up on iTunes. But this is the most downloaded music I have right here to this day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one of these? You said that the Convictions is your favorite album, right?
Just because it's positive. It's not talking about drinking. It's not talking about no drugs. It's not. Nobody's getting battle rap. Nothing. It's just glorifying God.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's for me, I'm not. Listen, I don't want anybody to think I'm like a super Christian, because I tell people all the time I'm a cussing Christian.
Yeah.
Meaning I don't cuss much, but I still do cuss.
Yeah.
I'm not a perfect Christian, but yeah, I am a Christian.
Okay. So I got a question. So out of all of these CDs, which one pushed you out there the most?
Globally, Convictions.
Okay.
Locally, Planet KY.
KY.
No question.
Okay.
Yeah, I sold 5,000 copies of this CD right here.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That's
in
back
1995.
95.
5,000.
And independent, right?
Independent.
5,000. And back then that was maybe what, $10, $20 a CD?
So I was going to Joe's Music Vault in Louisville. I would drive up there like once every 2 weeks, and Joe was still alive, old man Joe, and I would literally give him boxes of these CDs when he's selling these CDs. He's selling these CDs right next to the Underground Mafia single.
Yeah.
This is the first full-length rap CD from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Period.
See, I told you was a pioneer. You didn't want to.
I'm just stating,
that's part of being a pioneer.
Well,
that's
a fact.
Yeah, that's
Because
part of being a pioneer.
Yeah, because like everybody was into putting out singles. Like Underground Mafia had this song called Gangster Walk.
Yeah.
You can YouTube it and listen to it. It was actually a good record. I opened up for them, or actually they opened up with me because we opened up for Too Short in at K-State homecoming. But man, there's so many stories I got about this CD.
Well, give us one good one.
I almost got signed to Dangerous Music. I was telling you this at the shop the other day, and I was also telling you, I was like, I'm glad that didn't happen. Because right when we were pushing this album, and I was doing, we were putting, this CD's out now, so this is like 96 or 97, this CD's out. And they was just all, Dangerous Music was a serious thing because, Too Short was serious and he was very popular. And I guess his label was trying to expand. I don't know what it was, but I'm glad it didn't work out because I think a year later, Too Short got ran out of Oakland. And him and, that dude fell out. I'm like, you see what a train wreck that would have been?
Oh,
Here
man,
I am
right when.
stuck and I'm signed, and I would have probably let go of my store in the hopes of that. And then here I would be, with nothing. So the music business it's tricky. It's tricky, just like Run DMC said.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to pause for a second, John. I got to give a shout out to the sponsor, man. This show is sponsored by the Sober Social Experience, man. If you haven't got your tickets to the Sober Social Experience, go online and get your tickets from the Lyric Theater. It'll be April the 11th. The doors open at 8, close at 11:30. We got DJ Gold, the DJ. We got Clutch Porter and the Doug Ford Ensemble as a live band, and we got Julius Johnson speaking. And with that being said, all the subscribers that's on Facebook right now, if y'all can go over to YouTube and give me a couple views on YouTube, I appreciate that. If you subscribe to the Realworld Conversations page on Facebook, go over to YouTube and give me a couple views on YouTube for me, please. Now, John, let's get back into this interview. So,
make sure you come back to DJ Go, because I got a real story for you.
Well, let's go get to it.
Okay, so Bobby
Duncan, DJ Go
was the first person to play one of my records on the radio. Bobby, or DJ Go, he was DJing. He was at there's a tall building out there going toward Nicholasville on the left. It's a glass building right there where Alumni is. And it used to be something else, but there was a radio station. There's something else now, but there was a radio station in there, and he broadcast there. And he had this show called the Make It or Break It show. So I reached out to him. I didn't know him from nobody. And I gave him a cassette tape of a song I had called Outstanding, where I redid the Gap Band song Outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay? I give him a cassette tape. He plays it on the Make It or Break It. Basically, he plays it, and then on the commercial break, after commercial break, he just lets people call in and say, make it or break it.
Yeah.
Well, it got made.
It got made. So
I'm gonna be honest.
you made it.
At that moment, I'm in Bryan Station High School. You couldn't talk to me.
You thought you was a celebrity.
It was over. Because the weekend before that, I'd opened up for Too Short.
Oh, yeah, you on the road.
You couldn't talk to me. I was walking in there, the teacher couldn't talk to me, nobody could talk to me. Because that's, when fame, I think that's why you see these celebrities chasing it.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous, man.
Yeah, it's got a thrill to it.
It's toxic, it's so dangerous. But yeah, that was my first installment of, and everybody knew it. When I'm walking through the hallway going to my next class, everybody, every girl, every boy, everybody's giving you that look like, they know they heard it because they listened. Because Bobby DJ Gold was popular back then on that radio station.
Man, he was super
I had to
popular.
get with him and
He was
figure
like
out-
Jay Alexander is today.
He was. Yeah, he was. I would have to figure out what the name of the radio station was, but yeah, me and Bobby.
I can't remember.
I got
10 was it 10? It wasn't 102.5. I can't remember the name of the radio
It
station.
wasn't 1250 AM.
No, it was on FM.
Yeah, it was FM. That's what I'm saying. It was FM.
I can't remember either,
Because,
man.
you know, we would get on WRFL.
Yeah.
Especially like
88.1.
88.1, especially Joey Truax.
Yeah.
The most influential local rapper for me, bar nobody, is Fresh Boy D.
Yeah.
It's a guy named Shane Church.
Yeah.
This, I'm telling you, man, in his zenith, like he was, nobody could mess with this guy.
Yeah.
Like as far as his wordplay and his delivery, like Fresh Boy D was it, man. Like Shane Church, man, he was so innovative, man. His last rap name before he stepped away.
Hey, John, somebody asked me a question. They asked me, do I be live on YouTube? Go on YouTube right now. We live right now on YouTube. If you on Facebook right now and you subscribed, you should be on YouTube right now. The Facebook is for the non-subscribers. YouTube is for the subscribers. So help me out, please. Now let's get back to this story, John.
Yeah, but Fresh Boy D, man, Shane Church, man, he super influential in me continuing to do hip hop. Because I didn't really, to be honest with you, when I first started rapping, I didn't know there was another white dude rapping. And then I remember when I met Shane and then I met Joey, I was like, oh, what? And then, like, you know, next thing you know, I'm out Marlboro all the time. I'm out Marlboro all the time because I'm trying to do music, right? The first song I did with them was, what was it? It's called The Maximum. Man, I wish I had a cassette of that thing, a CD of The Maximum. It was an excellent record.
Another artist in Lexington, Kentucky that was a big deal just said, what's up to you? Davis Big Scoop Parker, man.
Oh, my God.
Big Scoop, man. Shout out to Big Scoop,
my guy.
man.
Scoop's my guy.
Yeah,
I
man.
got so
Scoop's
much
my
respect
guy. I need to
for
get
him.
Scoop on this couch. We're going to have to get some extra stilts for the couch because Scoop a big boy. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we're going to get you on this couch, Scoop, to tell your story.
I can't throw no shade at Scoop, man. Look,
That's my guy.
You know the thing I would say, you know what kills me, it really bothers me. I'm a fan of Big X the Plug, right?
Yeah.
And I got so sick and tired of, of people saying, man, Scoop, you know, he got to do whatever. I'm like, well, Big X the Plug, you see what I'm saying? That's an untruth.
Yeah.
That's an untruth. Scoop could literally be Big X the Plug.
It could be.
Literally.
Yeah.
But, you know, part of it's his own, I don't know if I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to own it.
Yeah.
And then the other parts, you know, the community.
Yeah.
You know, it's a twofold problem.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, John, okay, you've been around hip-hop in Lexington for years, man. Years and years and years. Yeah, you've been here for years. So, you're an OG in the game. So, who was one of the best artists that either you signed or worked with?
So, I never actually signed any artist.
Oh, okay.
So, I want to make that real clear first off. What I would do with artists is I would say, look, I got the equipment. I'm going to continue to buy more equipment.
They said they can hardly hear you on YouTube, John.
I got you. I would never sign an artist. Because one, I didn't want to have to worry with the business part of it because I was too focused on just getting the product out. I think in this business, especially all businesses, I think we spend too much time on the calculator and we don't spend enough time actually creating the thing that it should be. It's just like businesses. People say they want to start a business, but yet the first thing they do is get the calculator out and try to figure out, you know, how much money am I going to make? How much money am I going to make? And I just don't think you make any money when you do that. I don't think you get to the bag. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can? Okay.
Yeah, I can.
I just don't think you get to the bag. I think, to me, like, I don't know. I just never would sign an artist, man. I would just tell them, look, I got the studio. I got all the time. I got all the effort. I'll do it all for free. You just come over here and just, you know, let's work on a craft. You know, I was basically had that same high school mentality that was me and Bruce and Melvin and it just applied into the quote unquote professional. But I never wanted to sign an artist. You know, if I did sign one, I mean, I can think of several I should have signed.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. You know.
So who is one of your favorite artists that you work that you ever work with?
I have a bunch. I mean, the easiest artist to work with was Cujo Luciano.
Cujo Luciano. They don't know him as Cujo Luciano on Facebook. You know, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's Larry D. Kuma, man.
Dude, Larry, the thing about Larry is weird. Like, he's the easiest person to record because what he's saying, he's already rehearsed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he knows it.
He's not, like, Larry's not coming into the studio to practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not. There's no practice in him. He's already practiced.
Yeah.
So by the time you see him, it's 100. Yeah, Larry. Most talented artist I ever recorded with, I hate to say it, God bless the dead, man, because the way he left this world was, you know, terrible, but it was Guy House.
Guy House.
Most talented person. The reason I say that about him, I know he was dealing with demons, obviously.
Yeah.
But to sit and listen, watch him record and watch him write,
Yeah.
and the way he went about it, you couldn't deny his talent. It was impossible. Like, his talent was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary.
No, Guy was dope. Guy was dope. He, like you said, he was just fighting a lot of demons, man, and but he was dope. He was dope, and especially for him being a white guy.
Yeah.
Like Lexington,
He was like a white ghost face killer.
Yeah, like
If
Lexington.
you really listen to him, he was something.
Lexington got a lot of different hip hop styles and artists here, man.
Yeah.
And if we could just get the artists to come together and build with each other, it'll take off. It'll go to the moon.
You know, yeah.
It'll go to the moon. It'll be something big.
And it still could be.
Right now it's best time.
It's like that girl, I can't think of her name right now, but she's from like Moorhead. And this girl is getting crazy views on YouTube. I can't think of her name right now, but this girl is just blowing up. She's in Moorhead.
I think I shared one of her videos. I can't remember her name. But she can go.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she can go.
It's crazy.
Okay, so John, I got a lot of more questions for you. We stuck right here in hip hop, but I'm gonna get to other parts of it, man. But I gotta know, how did hip hop shape your identity, discipline, and your mindset early on in life?
It's everything. I mean, the song Rakim made, Paid in Full, created my hustle. Like, I knew I had to hustle. Like, I knew when I heard him say that, I was like, well, I gotta go hustle. I gotta find some money. Big Daddy Kane, man, just the way he communicated on the microphone just taught you how to act. You know, there ain't no point in getting upset. There ain't no point in getting worked up. Like, I learned emotional intelligence from these people. Hip hop was different back then, Beach. It was like, or at least for me, it was like I was growing up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm growing up with it, so it was different. It wasn't as abstract as it is now. Now it's like clicks and likes and follows. Back then it was fellowship. It was culture.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like the old man on the porch, because I'm not the old man on the porch. I mean, I listen to new stuff now. Like, you know, I love the new Kevin Gates record, Dangerous. I love that song. I listen to worldly stuff.
Yeah.
But, I think, man, yeah, it was different. Culture was different. Totally different than it is now.
Okay. Are there any moments from those early days that still guide you in how you move today?
100%.
Like, can you explain?
I remember being I was in the new building. I'm the only white dude in the new building. And I felt fine. I didn't feel like nobody was coming to get me, nothing. In fact, like 2 or 3 brothers would walk by and they would lean over and be like, "You all right, man?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm cool." They're like, "All right." So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, even though saying it this way is gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna say it, my Caucasian friends, right?
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Bro, don't go. Don't go." I'd be like, "Dude, they're not nobody's trying to get nobody."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not that I'm crazy. I guess maybe I just don't have aptitude for fear or something. I don't know what it is. I'm just jumping in.
So, how did you go from hip hop to electronics and refurbishing?
Yeah, great question. So, I had the record store called Music Shop, and this guy walks in. His name was Pat something. I can't think of his last name. And he said, "Hey man, you want to sell beepers?" And I was like, "Well, what's in it for me?" He said, "Man, I'll get you a free beeper." So all I saw in my brain, my small, poor kid from Northside brain, right, was, oh, I saved $20 a month, right, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's all I saw. So I started selling beepers. I ordered, 30, I'd sell 30. I'd order 100, I'd sell 100. I just kept buying beepers and selling beepers. Well, the thing I wasn't paying attention to, because I'm naive, is the ARPU, which in the cell phone world and the wireless world means average revenue per unit. We always joke, ARPU, your poo,
Yeah.
So average revenue per unit. I was charging $27 every 3 months, or I was charging $11 a month for the airtime for that beeper.
Yeah.
But PageNet and TSR Wireless, the two companies I was in bed with, they were charging me a quarter of 50 cents a month. But I had to pay for the whole year up front.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So then it becomes a game where you're like, oh, they didn't pay their bill. Well, you go cut them off. When they come in and pay the bill, you cut them back on, right? So over time, I ended up with about 5,000 pages on the streets of Fayette County and surrounding counties. 5,000.
Yeah. That's a lot of pages.
That's a lot of pages. So you can figure it out. Do the math, right? Let's just say they were $1 a month.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, fine. But what's your ARPU on that?
Yeah.
Let's say it's $10, right?
Yeah.
Let's take away the dollar. Let's take away the mail. I had my mom and her sister I was buying boxes of envelopes, and they was mailing pager bills out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was some serious business.
Yeah.
And it was all, well, the crazy part, it was all cash. Because everybody basically paid their pager bill with cash.
Well, we didn't have no
Wouldn't use a card.
cards or nothing back then.
Wasn't no auto pay.
Yeah, none of that. It was all cash green money. You had dirty money in your hands,
Yeah.
thinking.
So, to answer your question though, so I got into beepers and I was still selling music. I'm selling Master P. I'm selling Tupac's new album. I'm still doing all this stuff. Incense, cassettes. But the pagers, even though the pagers only took up a little bitty case in the store, they generated 10 times the value in revenue over the whole store. That little bitty case of pagers, Meech, generated more money than the whole store.
So at this
10
time,
times over.
so this time you got the record store, but you're selling pagers out of the record store.
That's right, because a guy came in and said, "Hey man, you want to sell some pagers?" And I was like, "What's in it for me?" The reason that's important is because the guy, a lady named Dion Coleman, who I'm friends with on Facebook.
Yeah.
She used to work for Bell South Mobility.
Yeah.
She came in my store one day, and I remember I'm up on the magazine racks, and I'm taking these magazines down, because when you sell magazines, you got to rip the barcode off, send it back so they don't charge you for it, right? More record store stuff. That's why I don't like record stores. It ain't good business. But she came in, and I got down, and I was like, "Can I help you?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm Dion Coleman from Bell South Mobility." I said, "Oh, okay, great. Can I help you?" She's like, "Well, no, do you want to sell phones?" And I was like, "Same question. What's in it for me?" She goes, "Well, I get you a free phone." And I'm looking at it like, okay, well, I don't have to pay for this $50, $60 phone bill no more, right?
Yeah.
I set it up. I put a little bitty shelf. This shelf was no bigger than these CDs right here, right? With some Motorola flip phones. And she got me in her Maxima. We listened to Tupac all the way over to the Bell South Mobility store. I met this dude, this brother, black dude, was the charge of inventory. He says, "How many you want?" I didn't even realize they'd already ran my business credit. Because they're Bell South Mobility. They already know who you are. They're AT&T. They're going to be AT&T one day. You know, Bell South became singular, became AT&T. They already know a lot. Trust me. So I was like, he said, "How many you want?" I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Well, take this whole box." There was 150 phones. So I take his box of these phones, go back to the shop, and I start selling these phones. I got you. I start selling these phones. And as I'm selling these phones, I'm realizing people are crazy for these phones. So I was turning my beeper, 5,000 beeper customers.
Yeah, into for home customers.
Phone customers. I was converting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was getting new customers.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, that's how I got into the wireless thing. Now, the reason, eventually, I went through the merger with Bell South to Singular. Singular was the best. I made the most money with Singular. They were averaging about $330 an activation. I was eating about $120 on the phone. So I was making about $210 every time I activated the phone. And we averaged 180 phones a month.
Yeah.
Do the math.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
rewind this podcast later.
Yeah, no, I'm listening now, and I'm already adding it up in my head.
And then because I figured out this, everybody was doing free phone. Yeah, everybody. Back in the 90s, you could drive anywhere and somebody had a sign that said free phone.
Yeah.
Because it was tied to a contract. And I was trying to do free beepers and it never worked. So I did a thing called $1 for a beeper. And I had a telecable commercial, go to Music Shop and get a beeper for $1,
Yeah.
right? I used the same idea on the phone. So instead of saying free phone, I say need a phone, got $1. And I'm telling you, Meech, here's the thing. When you say free,
They think it's a scam.
the udders go up. The wall is built as soon
Yeah.
as you say free, because they like, man, come on.
Can't no way it
But
could be
when
free.
you say $1, they go, man, I got that in the couch. I got that over here. I go get me a phone for $1. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what got us to that 180 phones a month.
Yeah.
Is the marketing. And the marketing, I stumbled on it because I just tried something that didn't work. So then I was like, all right, well, let's try it a different way.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, pivot.
So when was the moment that you realized that electronics had a future?
Well, oh man, this is gonna sound terrible, but I'm gonna tell it, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. The greatest businesses in the world, hear me out when I say this, the greatest businesses in the world evolve around an addiction.
Yeah.
When's the last time you lost your phone? How long did you lose it?
I don't know, but I know if I lose it, I got to get another one as soon.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I'm saying.
Your phone is your lifeline at this point.
Unfortunately, that's what it is. Now, I remember when beepers were the lifeline.
Yeah.
I remember when two-way beepers, if you had a two-way beeper,
You was the man.
you may as well have a brand new Tesla parked outside.
Yeah.
You was the man.
Yeah.
Or whatever you think is, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, addiction though. I hate to say that, but it's true. It's true.
Once you seen that it was addiction, you said it's a future in it.
Yeah, there's no end to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not, in order for electronics to become irrelevant, we have to lose electricity.
That's right.
Okay, do you see that happening?
It's not happening.
And here we are.
That's right.
Here we are.
So what skills from hip hop help you survive your early business years?
Communication, patience, willing to build, camaraderie with my guys, my employees over the years. You develop that because they become like your crew. It's kind of weird, but it's like a crew, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're not going to work battle rapping, we're not going to work cutting a record, but they're still part of your crew because the DJ does this. The MC does this. You got to remember, dude, I had backup dancers.
Yeah.
Sean Kirk and Randy Johnson.
Sean, man, listen, they used to be right here. They grew up right out here.
Yeah,
right out
there. Come over and pick them
Yeah,
up.
Sean dancing fool.
Glenn Place, but I ain't going to say the number.
Yeah. Sean was a dancing fool, man.
He was, man.
Bad boy.
So talented.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. Not to get sidetracked, but that's one guy who is. I said Guy House, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Sean, as far as his raw talent, if he would just have focused on like whether he wanted to dance or whether he wanted to sing, or whatever,
Yeah.
if he would have stood on something, he could have went somewhere. Cause he had the look, you know what I'm saying? He had the whole thing. Like he could have stood on it, but it is what it is.
So once you left let me put it like this. Mm-hmm. How did the community the hip hop community and the record business community react to you transferring to electronics?
It wasn't a thing. I remember DJ Daddy King, John King.
Yeah.
He was in my shop a lot, and he called me one day. He said, "Man, I gotta know if you let me. Can I have a meeting up there at your store?" And I was like, "With who?" I didn't know it at the time, but it's this guy named Kevin Lighty or something, or not Kevin Lighty, but this I can Google it and tell you later. But he was the guy who was intricate with 50 Cent. When 50 Cent first got signed,
Was it Chris Lighty?
No.
Wasn't Chris Lighty?
It was the guy who was on Interscope. He was signed to Interscope, or he was an executive at Interscope.
Yeah.
And he was in charge of 50 Cent, and they was just trying to break 50's record. Because I remember him telling me, I said, "Well, what's he sound like?" He said, "Man, he got shot 9 times." I said, "Yeah, but what's it sound like?" He said, "Dude, he got shot 9 times." And I'm like, "Will you play the record?" And he played it, and I heard Many Men in my store, unreleased.
Before it was even out.
Before me, DJ Daddy King, and this Kevin, I swear the dude's name's Kevin. I can call John, he can tell. Whatever the guy's name is, I seen him on other podcasts. But he was with Interscope. He was a big deal. He lived in, he had a condo in Louisville. He was a big deal. But what was your question again? I'm sorry.
I said, how did the community react to you transferring from music to technology?
It wasn't nothing. No, you think about it, like Lexington. Listen, Lexington's not perfect, right? Lexington's not perfect. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But Lexington is one of those communities that if you decide to do something wholeheartedly and they know your true intent and they know you're into it for real,
Yeah.
they'll back you. They'll back you.
Okay.
And that goes all the way down the line. I can think of, like artists like G-Mac, for example.
Yeah.
G-Mac got all kinds of flack,
Yeah.
Street Bible, who's this guy? I was the one at Club Dubs that played all his music when they did the listening party.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what hip hop does. That's true community. Like Lexington has its problems, but Lexington is true community.
Yeah.
It really is. And you got to get outside of yourself. You got to get outside of your head. And when you have a good idea and you want to implement a good idea, you got to actually do it. And Lexington's a great place to, start a business, start a family. It's a good spot.
And retire.
Yeah, and retire. I mean, I'm technically in Jessamine County, but yeah.
Okay.
I love
So,
Kentucky.
what was the biggest risk you took when starting and expanding your electronic business?
Biggest risk? I think even my risks are so calculated. I always figure out a back door for them. I always figure out an off ramp. So even when we buy electronics, we might buy 50, 60, 100 phones, whatever it is. There's always a back door in my world. Because I'm never looking to be, stuck with the bag, so to speak. So as far as risks, maybe marketing, maybe advertising. Sometimes you go a little hog wild with advertising. You get, a little ego going and you think, you know what, I'm going to advertise. And it's like, you don't need to be.
Okay.
All advertising ain't good advertising.
So, John, I got a question because I'm gonna get through these questions.
Go ahead.
Time ain't on our side right now, but
Man,
yeah, we rolling. Listen, man, what kept your business alive when other businesses was going in and out?
because they don't adapt.
Okay.
It's pure and simple. You show me a business that won't change, and I'll show you a business with no change in their pocket. If you're not willing to change, you're going to die. You have to adapt. And that's all businesses. That's anything. I could take a car lot. I could take a soda stand. I could take a liquor store. You show me where they don't change,
Yeah.
they're doing it.
They out of there.
Yeah. And that goes back to my dad. My dad never wanted to do certain things. Like he didn't want to take credit cards at his store. He didn't want to do certain things. And ultimately, that's what made him sell his business. Like he should have never sold it, but he wasn't willing to change.
Okay. So how did you earn the trust in the industry? Like once you switched industries and you went from hip hop to electronic, how did you win the trust of the customers that was coming to get electronics?
You got to say what you do and do what you say.
Stand on your
You
word.
got to stand on it. Even if it costs you money, you got to stand on it.
Yeah,
Period.
stand on all
And
10.
it's all about relationships.
Okay.
Because I see so many businesses and situationships, right? They're over here in a situation. You got to be a relationship-oriented human being if you want to run a business. Really, if you want to run a family, you want to run anything, you want to run the government, whatever it is you want to run, you better be relationship-oriented.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be more people that don't like you than do like you.
Then do like you. That's a fact.
And you got to get over that.
You got to let them go.
Well, you just got to get over it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest struggle, I flipped the script. Watch this. I'm going to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What's the most valuable real estate in the world?
Land.
What land?
Any land.
So I disagree.
Okay.
The most valuable real estate in the world is the space in between your ears.
Your mind. Okay. You're right about that.
Because watch this.
I wasn't even thinking. I'm thinking about real estate. But it is real. It is real estate.
This is your imagination.
Yeah.
This is your conscience.
This is everything. Everything work. Yeah.
Watch this. If somebody came to your house 11 o'clock at night and knocked on the door and said, and you opened the door and they said, Meech, man, let me sleep on the couch. And you don't know them. They said, let me sleep on the couch. You gonna let them?
Most likely not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got to clear our head out. Because if this is the most valuable real estate in the world, why are we letting all these people live in our head?
That's right.
Why is it that when you was 8 years old, somebody said something sideways to you and you
still mad about it? Hey, still mad about it.
You know, like, I dated this girl who lived in Bainbridge Apartments, dude, and look, man, you got to get over it.
That's right.
You got to get over it, baby.
So, John, tell me this. What changes in technology was the hardest to adapt to over the decades?
What was the hardest technology to adapt to?
Like the changes in technology.
Hardest change to adapt to? That's a great question. I mean, the most valuable change was when the iPhone came out.
Yeah, but what was the hardest one to adapt to, though? Like, you got so used to doing something.
The repair part.
The
I would
repair?
say the repair, yeah, because the repair part of electronics is so service-oriented where you have to think differently. You're not thinking sales. You're thinking, it's like you take your car to the dealership.
Yeah.
Well, you don't talk to the mechanic. You talk to the service advisor.
Yeah.
He gives you a quote. The mechanic goes and does the work, and then the quote, it may be the same, it may be different. But so service, I would say repair is probably the hardest shift. But I mean, I'm fully invested in it now, but that was probably the hardest shift.
Okay. So how do you stay current and still hold on to your old school values?
Hire the right people.
Okay. So you hire people that's still in tune, that's coming up and coming.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something deep. My dad, when he had his grocery store, he only had one person work for him ever. One person at a time. He would never have two. It was always just one, right?
Yeah.
He would always close on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock. He had his same routine. He was set in stone. That's actually why I take off on Wednesdays, to honor my father.
Okay.
Yeah. But my dad never wanted to grow the business, Meech. He never wanted to, he didn't see it. And he was at the off-ramp of selling the business when I was coming up, so it wasn't like I had a hand in it, but I wish I did have a hand in that, We would own the building. But he just didn't want to, and he was happy and satisfied with what it was. So to answer the question, I would say hiring the right people and trusting people.
Yeah.
Even when they let you down, even when they betray you in some way, and sometimes even when they steal. And that's the difficulty. Right?
That's the hardest one.
Yeah.
And once somebody steals from you, man, the trust is pretty much.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Everything, because what I say, most people run businesses are in situationships. I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
So even when the relationship has a situation, we talk it out. We figure it out. Now, I'm not saying I'm always going to keep someone. I'm not saying I'm always going to ride on that side of things. But you have to weigh it out, right?
Yeah.
You got to weigh it out. But yeah.
Okay, so what's one of the biggest mistakes that taught you the most about business?
Biggest mistake? I mean, I think one of the biggest mistakes most business owners...
No, I'm saying what's a mistake that you made personally that taught you the most about business?
Biggest mistake I made. Man, who wants to admit a mistake? Mistake I made. Probably not vetting suppliers. I had a situation where we had counterfeit goods.
Oh.
Cost me about $20K. Yeah. Had a lawyer from like Michigan. Had a whole thing. I don't want to get into it because it's like it's over and done with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that not vetting, not really knowing who you're in bed with as far as your suppliers. Like, I'm getting this from Texas, but where's he getting it from?
Yeah.
Not knowing.
Not trying to go. You not trying to cut out the middleman. You're not trying.
Like now we'll randomly every other year or so we'll go to a trade show.
Yeah.
There's a repair trade show for cell phone repair.
Yeah.
And we go to that, and so you know who they are because they set up booths, they got business cards. But you got to think, in the very beginning of what I was doing, there was none of that.
None of that.
Yeah, none of that.
Okay. Yeah. So, in what ways did hip hop influence your approach to branding, sales, and customer service?
Well, what I like to say is I've got a major in hustle and a minor in marketing.
Okay.
And all that came from hip hop, like all of it. From from learning from my dad, watching him get up and go to work every day wearing those black nap shoes, getting in that black Chrysler New Yorker, and driving over to 3rd and Jefferson every morning, even when it was snowing. All of that stuff just indoctrinated in me. Like, I got to get out here and hustle. I got to get out here and grind. Like, ain't nobody going to feed me for free.
Yeah. So, John, do you see parallels between refurbishing electronics and building something from scratch like music?
I mean, yeah, sort of, kind of.
Explain.
Yeah, because in hip-hop, most hip-hop, not all hip-hop, it's a sample. So you're sampling from something else, right? So and then you take that sample and then you construct it with a drum kit. And then you add synthesizers, and then you add this. So you're building something from scratch. I mean, with refurbishing, my whole thing is trying to get it back to factory. It's just like that PS5 over there behind you on that wall. If that thing breaks, we got to take it down to nothing to fix it, and make it whole again. I kind of see a parallel to it. I kind of don't. It's kind of a mixed bag on that question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do creativity and problem solving overlap in hip hop and electronics?
Getting people to work together.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest struggle in life, right? Because you can have like this really talented person over here. You can have this really talented person over here. But one could be, blue, one could be red, whatever. And it's just tough. And I mean, that's probably the hardest thing is just getting people to work together and keeping them motivated to not only work together, but understand it's bigger than them. Like the business is bigger than them.
Okay.
I hope
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. What role did mentorship, giving or receiving, play in your journey from the beginning to now?
Say that again?
Like, what role did mentorship play in your life?
Mentor.
Did you even have any mentors coming up?
Not really.
Besides your father?
Nah, I mean, I had my manager back in the day, the guy that's on the back of the CD.
What's his name anyway?
Ronnie Pollard.
Ronnie Pollard.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was influential in the sense that he made me focus. Like, he saw the talent in me, but he made me focus on this. Like,
okay.
He's like, we're gonna focus on this. I can remember we put this thing out. Like, I didn't even have the money. I didn't have the half of the money. My deal was I was supposed to have half the money, right?
Yeah.
So I'm over here working, doing stuff, and it's not like I'm, playing in the streets. It's regular money. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? And whatever reason, I got a car, I fixed the car, but I didn't have the money. And I remember telling him, like, dude, I ain't got the money. He's like, man, don't worry about it. We're going to put it out anyway. He's
Yeah.
like, what you owe. And I was like, all right, cool. But after we sold like 5,000 copies of this thing, like everybody, we were fine.
Yeah.
But I remember that moment, like, I would say Ronnie some. I mean, my dad is a huge influence on me. Hip hop in general is riddled with mentors.
Yeah.
But you got to get off the regular, whatever TikTok's playing today, you got to get off that. Like, you need to go listen to like some old school hip hop and listen to what they're really saying. Rakim and them, they're actually talking to you.
Yeah.
They're talking to you.
Yeah. So, being that you work. You got a lot of people that come in and out of your stores, right?
Facts.
Okay, so
All kinds.
like, what are some of the things that inspire you to continue to go and grow and stay paying attention to the culture?
What now? What
Like when you see different people coming in, how does that inspire you to continue to pay attention to the culture?
No,
Or
I just always loved hip hop.
Okay.
You know, even when I got away from it for a little while, like when my daughters were first born,
yeah,
I was big in, it's gonna sound crazy, but I was big into country music, man. I got away from it. Hip hop is weird. It's hard to stay away from something you love.
yeah,
And even though it changes and it contorts, it doesn't change what it is.
yeah,
If you feel that feeling, like I said with like Kevin Gates or that Life song I sent you, that
Yeah.
dude's from Australia, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's considered the #1 in-car music artist in the world.
Okay.
Like the little, you know how the dudes ride around. with the
Listen to their music, yeah.
They want to listen to that because it's kind of mindless.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really like preaching to them or whatever.
So, can you give us? I know you got plenty of stories, man. I need you to give us a story that can really help us understand the journey from hip hop to record to technology. Give us a little breakdown of that.
I mean, there's no real way to break it down. In my opinion, it's just seizing the opportunity that presents itself.
Okay.
I think too often human beings want to design themselves in their mind, in their brain. They say, this is how I'm going to be and this is what I'm going to do. Well, but that may not pan out for you.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, what's your next opportunity? What's your next thing? And I just think people just don't look for those opportunities like they should be. Most of the time, opportunities just knocking at the door. It's literally knocking at the door, and they're just not answering it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard to answer these questions. These are really good questions.
man, I told you I could.
Because before we started this, remember I told you, I said I don't like reflecting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Gemini, right? I'm like last day Gemini, and then next thing you know, I'm a Cancer.
Yeah.
Because I'm like day before Cancer, and I just don't like reflecting. I'm not one of those guys. I like to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't like to sit with a calculator and figure, well, this is my piece and this is my. I'm more. I just want to let's make it.
Yeah.
And we can figure that out.
Yeah.
But the problem is so many people in life, they get stuck on the calculator. They can't get to making it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I met artists.
They become overthinkers.
I met artists. I met some producers in town all over the country. And they're like the best producer in the world. At the time, I'm like, dude, this dude is fire. And I'm like, well, send me some beats. He's like, man, you got to sign a what?
Oh, man.
See, because what I'm saying is they're legal beagle,
Yeah.
local. But if I'm 50 Cent, if I'm Interscope Records,
Yeah, they have it out
they
there.
send me 600 beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that makes no sense. You know, it makes no sense.
Okay, John. So after 30 years of being in business, right?
God is good.
God is great.
Yeah.
Listen, what does the success look like for you now?
So for me, it's different. It's time now.
That's what I'm saying. What does it look like to you now? Not like you 30 years deep in business, straight business,
Well, for
all
me-
type of business. So
Yeah.
what does success look like for a businessman like you?
I mean, what's it look like?
Yeah, what's success look like?
I'm good.
No, I'm talking about what does it mean? Like, what is it? What is success for you?
That's a tough question because I don't know. Like, are you saying like how? Oh, sorry. Are you saying like how I'm living, or are you saying like?
Like, no, I'm just saying, like, in your mind says, from what, okay, you used to think success was one thing.
Right.
And now 30 years later, you in a different point in your life and you've seen so much. What does success look like now? Like, what's that? What is, when
Being
you, what
able
do you,
to manage my time on my time.
okay.
Not being held to the fire. You know, I think that's, for me, is success. Being able to break away from something and not being a disruptor.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I've got people in place so things move. So
Yeah.
I don't have to be plugged in. I think that's, you know, kind of what I'm looking for. The only problem with that as I'm an entrepreneur by heart.
So you still got to jump
I
in
can't
there.
sit around. So even when I sit around, I'm going,
what can I do next?
I need to do something else.
Yeah.
I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, and I know it sounds like I'm not a court gesture. I'm not trying to perform for anybody, but I don't know. There's just something inside of me. You know, God putting something in me, and you know, He just wants me to keep. I'm an Energizer Bunny. He wants me to go.
And so I gotta take a sponsor break again, man. Listen, man, this show's coming to you from the Sober Social Experience, man. If you haven't got your tickets, go online and get your tickets, man. You can get them at the Lyric Theater website at the ticket sales spot. We got a live band coming, provided by Clutch Porter, the Doug Ford Ensemble. We got a powerful guest speaker named Julius Johnson. And we got DJ Gold in the building, and there will be food to send you home sober and happy and safe. Man, make sure y'all tap in, man. Okay, now we back to the interview, man. John, how do you want the community to remember your contribution to not only hip-hop, but your storefront, the work that you've put in?
I mean, I want to remember me. Oof, Lord, it sounds so post-mortem, like, you know, I'm already
No.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah, but how do you know? You don't never think about your legacy for when it's over?
I don't like reflecting.
Yeah, so you don't even think about that, huh?
No, I don't, man. Like
So when this all said and done, you ain't never thought about when it's all said and done, and you sitting in your house retired and your feet kicked up.
You know, I hope people have more kind words than they do harsh words for me.
Okay.
But as far as like, yeah, I'm young, man. People ask me all the time, like, man, you 52? I'm like, yeah, I'm 50 young, bro. Like,
yeah.
I still got a couple more tricks up my sleeve. Literally. Yeah, literally.
Okay. So what advice would you give young creators who want to turn culture into a long-term business?
Music. Is that what you're saying?
Just the culture, electronic, whatever business, like anybody that's with a creative mind, what advice would you give them to turn it into a long-term, to stay around, longevity?
I can answer that question differently. So there's 3 ways to run a business.
Give them to me.
Yeah. So you'll meet some people who are behind their business. And imagine the business is this big giant sphere, right?
Yeah.
You can't see in front, you can't see, but they're pushing it, right?
Yeah.
And then you have another group of people who run their business, they're in front of their business. Okay. And they're easy to spot because they'll be like, blah, 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 blah. They're always blabbing about their business. You know, oh my God, you know, I'm done. You know, they're always, nowadays, they're posting on Facebook all the time, right?
Yeah.
And then the third way is somebody who's on the side of their business.
Okay.
In my opinion, the only way to run a business is from the side. Because what I've seen is people that get behind their business, they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, but they don't know where they're going. They're just running over stuff, they're running over new opportunities, they're dogging this out, but they're pushing it. And then the people in front of their business, they will actually get ahead of their business to where the business is still back here, but they're way up ahead of it. Those are 2 bad positions to run a business. The best position is to be next to it. Now, it's true, you can get flanked from something on this side you can't see. That's true. But the business is still moving forward in some capacity because you're able to maneuver with it. So to answer that question, whatever they want to do, don't get ahead of yourself and don't get behind it and hide, because there's too many people doing that. They'll say, hey, I'm starting a lawn care business. You send them a message. They don't even hit you back. You're like, bro, what? I thought you were starting a business. So they're hiding.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Now, I'm not saying there could be something wrong with that individual, but I'm 52 years old and I've done this a few times around the sun and I've seen it too many times. Yeah. Where you go, hey man, you know, I want you to come over and detail my car. There goes.
Yeah.
It's like, well, are you really doing this?
Yeah, a lot of people not dedicated to the businesses that they want to start. They got an idea in their head, but I don't know if it's fear or just don't have it in them to push.
It's inhibitions. It's voices inside your head telling you can't do it, in my opinion. And the biggest advice I can give anybody, no matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter. Wake up every day to help somebody.
Yeah.
The moment I stopped waking up trying to get money, and I woke up trying to help people,
Is when you
I
start
couldn't
succeeding.
get away from the money.
Man.
It was everywhere. I was like, everywhere I turned, boom, 50, 400, 600. I'm just trying to help people.
Yeah.
Right? Versus, give me this, give me that.
Yeah.
You owe me this. Get my calculator out. Here.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I just don't like the calculator chasing business. Yeah. I hope that makes sense, because a lot of the stuff I've been saying for a while.
Yeah. No, it's gonna make sense to the people that want to make sense.
I hope so. I hope somebody gets something out of it.
Yeah, no, somebody's gonna get something out of us. We prayed about that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, somebody.
You try to pray by yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I was breaking my fast, man.
I know you was like, man, I'm gonna go pray. I said, dude, I'm gonna pray with you.
Yeah,
You said, hold up, you can pray. I said,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
yeah. I was breaking my fast. It's Lent season, man.
I had the intention to ask you if you wanted to pray before we started this.
Yeah.
But, me getting here and figuring out where I was, I got distracted.
Yeah, no, it's Lent season, man. I had a fast.
Time,
Always. Listen, man. What's one lesson that hip hop taught you that business never could?
Lord, have some swag.
Have some swag about yourself.
Because if you think about it, like, all right, you go to a bank, right? Or you go to, my accountant's good, but let's say you go to an accountant, a different accountant, not mine.
Yeah.
And you go in there and everything's,
uptight.
What we gotta do, man? We're gonna have to go down there and we're gonna have to, everything's so like black and white. Well, there's no flavor.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing missing. People, if you think about human beings, we want a fellowship.
Yeah.
Why do you think ever since Cooties or COVID, everybody went to podcasts? Because human beings still want to hear other human beings, even if they don't agree with them.
Yeah.
They want to hear somebody. It's our nature to talk and communicate.
Yeah,
Fellowship.
yeah.
Like, I think the Bible says like fellowship is good for the soul. So to me, it's like if you ain't got no swag, dog. I don't know what the term is today because I'm old.
Yeah, the
but
drip.
to me, okay, the drip.
No, they got another term. It's the Riz.
The Riz.
Yeah, you gotta have some Riz, man.
Riz sounds like something sexual.
They say Riz, man.
If you don't have Riz or swag or whatever it is, I just think it makes you, I don't know, it's just dull. It's like you should work on that. And hip hop definitely influenced me to have that because there's no way you can be a fan of Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
No
And not have no juice.
And not have some juice.
Yeah.
Pun intended, Rakim,
Yeah.
his song Juice, Know the Legs.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And I think that's, part of that, I know it's going to sound egotistical, but I think part of that is, why I love talking to people at my store.
Yeah.
And I love building relationships with them. I had a guy just a few days ago, he bought a $1,200 computer, right? Which, in the computer world, especially refurb, that's pretty high end. $1,200 it's a grip. That's like a $2,500 computer. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he has a problem with it. Something ain't acting right. Well, he's got money. Dude owns a farm. He's got like 30 computers. And I happened to catch parts of the story, right? When the days I'm there. He called in. Oh, he wanted to do this. Oh, this happened. Oh, he came in and paid more to do this. Well, he just brought the thing up there and set it on the counter. Not no beef or nothing. Just told one of the guys, said, hey, I want to sell this.
Yeah.
Well, the guy brings it back, and I noticed it's got our stickers on it. So it's our computer.
Yeah.
So I went out there and talked to him. I said, hey, man, what's going on? He said, man, I had trouble with that computer. He said, I think you're a good dude. He said, I like your store. He said, but I'm just having trouble with it. I just want to unload it. But I knew he didn't need money.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he wasn't selling it to go buy bread. Right. I know I can read people, right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, give me your name and number. I said, I'll get my manager to look at it, and I'll have him, and I'll call you personally, and I'll let you know what I do. He said, well, here's my address. Just mail me a check. I was like, okay, fine, right? So now most people, they'll just be like, whatever, just send him, $600, $700, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, call it a day. Not me. Number.
Integrity.
No, it's everything.
Yeah.
I call him. I ain't gonna say his name. He might listen to this one day. But this is all true. I said, hey man, I said, this is John Refurb King's, what was the problem with the computer? And he told me, I said, well look, we realized that the graphics card was not, it was a technical thing. It wasn't mounted on the motherboard all the way in. So it would make it freak out. And he's like, man, if you say it's a good computer, man, I couldn't get it from you. I said, dude, 100%. He's like, all right. He said, I appreciate you, man. I said, yeah, no problem. So what I'm saying is, the easy road is just write the dude a check for some money, right? But that's just not what the thing to do, because again, it's all about relationships, man. Relationships, dude.
Yeah. So how did, after 3 decades in the game, how do you stay motivated?
Well, one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, July 13, 2007, I met my wife. September 8, 2009, I became a father.
Yeah.
That's enough motivation for me. I don't need no more. Because I want my daughters, my wife, she's literally the best woman I've ever met. And she's just so good. I don't want to glaze it up too much, but she's just such a good person, right? And she loves me with intent. She accepts me.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I just got to, man. It's just, yeah. Mama needs new shoes. You know what I'm saying? The kid's gonna go to college. Look, man, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, John, man, it's about time for us to get ready to get up out of here. I got one more question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
If you could speak to your younger self and start at the start of this journey, what would you say to yourself?
Take money more seriously. Yeah, take money more seriously. I would have invested, far more than I am invested. I would have invested far more, far earlier. Yeah, for sure. Take money more seriously. Not meaning like clutch it, like pearls, but I'm saying let money work for you. Here's what I'm saying. Money's a tool, like a hammer.
Yeah.
I can use it to go out here and build a house, or I can use it to beat you in the head.
Okay.
It's just a tool. And I wish I would have had the concept of money more clearly in my mind back then than I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, by the way, on my way over here, I was listening to the radio. I know we gotta go. I was listening to the radio, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about the number one thing the biggest problem in America. All right, let's bring it full circle. And they said, they did a poll, and they said the number one problem in America is the government.
Yeah.
Meech, I'll leave you with this. The number one problem in America is financial illiteracy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's it.
I agree with that.
Bar nothing. It supersedes everything.
Learn your money.
Well, how we see money, it's like we're working overtime for the money, and we don't need to be doing that if we would just change our priorities and learn to, let money work for us. Yeah.
Okay. Well, John, man, it's been good sitting down with you, man, reflecting back on life, man. And before we get up out of here, man, I want to give you your roses and your flowers and say, man, thanks for everything you've done, not only for hip-hop, not only for electronics and record business, but for the city of Lexington, Kentucky, man. You one of the true pioneers, man, and one of the most prominent businessmen in this city, man. So, man, I thank you for coming to sit down with Realworld Conversations, man.
Thank you for having me.
And, man, we appreciate you, man. And to all the viewers out there, we thank y'all for watching, sitting down, and listening to John's story, man. Until next week, man, it's Real World Conversations, where we sit down with real people making real moves in the real world. We out.
Peace.